but you realize that in order for you to elevate, you have to focus on you. And a lot of times that comes with a lot of isolation. I'm more of a results person. You see my results, then I'm back. Life is gonna get so much more simpler. And you're gonna feel as though you're misunderstood. You're gonna feel as though people don't understand where you're coming from. You're gonna feel as though like, man, they still don't get it. They still don't understand me. And that's okay. Welcome back to the channel. It's that guy, SoFly, Energy Eli. Please do make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Go Ghost, man. Like sometimes you have to get missing in order to upgrade. Sometimes you have to, regress. You have to backtrack, take some time to yourself to elevate. And listen, as myself being a life path, 7 as well, and people who have these tendencies, you come to realize that a lot of people do not understand you. They keep trying to understand, why you keep ghosting? Why do you keep taking time away? Why do you keep focusing on you? But you realize that in order for you to elevate, you have to focus on you. And a lot of times that comes with a lot of isolation. That comes with a lot of being off of social media. That comes with a lot of, hey, I can't answer your call every time you call. Hey, that comes with a lot of, I can't respond to your text messages unless it's an emergency. And until you realize that, you won't elevate. I was one of those people that I felt as though, man, but they called me, but they text me, I gotta text them back. And once I found inner peace and continue to study who I am and learn and grow, and I realized the personality and why I do the things I do, that's when I got a greater understanding of who I am. And that's when I started to elevate more in life. I work best in solitude. I work best when I don't have, I'm not always on the scene. I'm not always posting. I'm more of a results person. You see my results, then I'm back, in my bat cave, like Batman, like Bane, and you're gonna find that a lot of times that's how you're gonna get things done. And that's the best way to accomplish things. A lot of times, a lot of people, they can't ghost. They can't just really just lock in and say, for 6 months to a year, I am solely gonna focus on myself. And ask yourself as you're watching this video, what have you accomplished? June will be here before you know it. That'll be 6 months within the year, and then 6 months left. What have you accomplished since the beginning of this so-called new year? And that's a question I often always ask myself. I don't have time for a lot of things, I just don't. And people think I'm joking, or they'll hear you say these things, but you don't. The reason why you don't have a lot of time for these things is because you're building and working on you. I want to be where the Jeff Bezos are. I want to be where the Elon Musk are. And I'm not saying I want to be them, but I'm saying for their, their wealth, the things that they've accumulated, so that I can continue to further along my family and those loved ones that come along from me and around me. So you gotta ghost, man. There's nothing wrong with ghosting. I used to feel as though like, man, am I doing something wrong because I'm not answering this or I'm not responding? No, take time for you, bro. Take time for you to elevate and develop. In 24, man, I think I went to over 6 or 7 countries, bro. And to start this year, I haven't been anywhere, in 25 as of yet, but I know at least 3 to 4 countries I'm gonna visit this year. And a lot of that came from being alone in solitude and being lost in my thoughts and in my own world. You see, when you create your own world inside your mind as far as how you want to navigate it, life is going to get so much more simpler. And you're going to feel as though you're misunderstood. You're going to feel as though people don't understand where you're coming from. You're going to feel as though like, man, they still don't get it. They still don't understand me. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine, because they're not going to understand you, but you understand you and you continuing to grow, and that's all that matters. But when you ghost, man, please continue to work on yourself, work on your body, work on your physique, write in your journal, let your thoughts out, and when you do pop back on the scene, people are going to see a whole new person, man. They're going to see a whole new creature. And that's the beauty of going ghost, man. A lot of people struggle with it because they're worried about the perception of others, but I don't worry about the perception of others. And even to women and even to people in general, especially with women, it makes you more attractive when you go ghost. And I'm not talking about women that you're entertaining. I'm just saying in general on your socials. When they don't see you all the time posting and doing these things, and then you just pop up, hey, I just signed this deal for this company. Hey, I just closed this deal for this house. Hey, like, whoa. So he's always working. If he's quiet, he's working. And that's what I always tell people. If I go quiet, that means I'm deeply in my thoughts. I am deeply in what I'm trying to be, focused on. I'm not an in-your-face type of person. I'm not a on the phone with you every day type of person. That's just not me. Unless it's really important, or unless it's getting straight to the point. I'm just not on the phone person every single day. That's just not my style. That's not my stilo. Some people are, but that's just not me. And I've come to grips with and realizing that, hey, I'm not being disrespectful if I don't answer your call every time you call. But sometimes I have to take time for me. I have to develop me and continue to develop me. And sometimes I'm so lost in my thoughts. I'm so lost in my world. I just don't have time for a lot of things. And if I do, it's every once in a blue. So take it as you can get it, because it's going to be another while before you get it again. So when you're ghosting, I'm telling you, you're going to elevate financially, mentally, physically, emotionally. You're going to elevate. Listen, Marcus Garvey, they said that he was one of the most isolated men that we probably have ever heard of. They said he spent most of his hours in his room, in his books, writing, and just in his own space. Some of the most powerful people in this world are quote unquote loners. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. Yes, we could be very social. I'm a very sociable person, but when it's time for me to lock in, when it's time for me to, dive deep, it's like, okay, now I gotta, take time for myself. And let me tell you the beautiful part about people that can spend a lot of time with themselves. They're some of the most realest people, bro. Seriously, bro. They're some of the most realest people because they don't need people around them constantly 24/7 to hide what's going on inside. Because when you're alone by yourself, you're alone and you're right there with your thoughts, everything. And you can dive deep and do that deep work on yourself and continue to elevate and build yourself up, which a lot of people cannot do. So, I commend you for being able to say, you know what, I'm going to commit 6 months to 12 months to dedicate myself, go ghost, and elevate my life. Now, like I said, listen, it's coming up. May will be here before you know it. And then June, 6 months, or will be left after that, after June in the year. So think about where you're trying to go, man. Think about what you said you were going to do, whether it be, quote unquote, January, whether it be, quote unquote, last year. Think about it. Listen, man, it's never too late. It's only too late when you never start. But when you start, you're on the right path. So listen, get started today, elevate your life, and totally lock in on yourself. Once again, my name is TheEnergyEli. Please do make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Hey, I'm out. Believe.